This thing is existing. It is your origin. It is you. It is the breath of God's Spirit to live in this world. But your life in this world, I love you. An important point. You are existing in this world, in this form. You have your mind. You have your senses. These senses have very limited abilities. And from here, we will also work on the senses and the mind, and how the information came to you, and how you were built inside. And we will work on what is the divine programming that you rely on, and what is the divine programming. All of this is our work. Here, you see, when I told you, I will come. From here, and from here, and from behind you, and from in front of you, and from above you, and from below you, I am trying to explain to you. What are you relying on? You and me, and you and the others. Every time we come and go to know each other, to know ourselves, to know your dimensions. But it is very important to know awareness. And when you gradually get aware, you will realize an absolute truth, one of the most important universal facts, which is that the more your awareness increases, you will realize that the things you don't know, are much more than the things you know. And the things you don't realize are much more than the things you realize. And the things you don't understand are much more than the things you understand. And the things you don't see are much more than the things you see. Why? Because all of this, whether it is awareness or knowledge or understanding or thinking or vision or hearing or sight, these are the functions of your senses. Everything in this universe has frequencies and vibrations. Who told you that? Your senses are prepared and organized to receive all the vibrations and frequencies and to unlock secrets and codes. Who told you? This is the proof. The whale feels the earthquake, for it happens and you don't feel it, and it leaves with you. For example, the lion feels it and you don't feel it, and you don't know it. So, you yourself are a sense. You are a sense. You are a sense. I want you to understand here. We will work on this later. I want you to understand that all your work is in the same sense. Vision, hearing, touch, and the feeling you want. These receive vibrations and frequencies, while they are prepared and organized to receive certain vibrations, certain numbers, certain codes, and certain messages. Well, is the universe only standing in itself? In the reality of the universe, is it only what you perceive? No, of course not. There are things more than you perceive, and more than you believe, and more than you see. If you begin to understand things in this way, you will give your Lord the value that your Lord must take in your life, in your heart, in your mind, and in your consciousness. Your Lord is greater than your mind, and greater than your consciousness, and greater than your perception. That is why I am telling you now. Not all the things that you cannot understand, or appreciate, or believe in does not mean that they do not exist, and does not mean that they are not perceived. It may not understood. No, but they have dimensions and presence, and I do not see them, and I do not perceive them, and I do not know anything about them, but they exist. Here's the awareness of yourself. Here is the evolution, and here is the liberation from yourself and from your ego. Not from your inner self, and the spirit of liberation from the ego, which you have acquired, and we will also work on it. In our next works, I want from you in this recording to understand a point. 1918, that the unseen exists, and a part of you is connected to the unseen, and a part of you is a world of the unseen.